What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIan here. Welcome to today's brand new video. Today what I want to do is break down the teaser we got for The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 1.
Let's start with your name.
This teaser goes by really quick and everything, so if I do miss anything, like, in this teaser and everything, make sure to comment it down below so me and others can, like, see when things happened, because the teaser that I did get and everything comes from the Walking Dead World on Twitter, which I'll make sure to link down below in the description, so you guys can go, like, take a look at the teaser and everything, allow me, like, talking over and make sure to point out anything if I did miss. But without further ado, let's hop right into the teaser, because there are tons and tons of crazy fucking, like, things that happen in this teaser, so let's hop right into it. Also, there are gonna be these quick character flashes, sorry, but there are gonna be these, like, quick character flashes that won't be going over too much, since they are just quick character flashes of our characters on the screen, so usually only episode shots. But now let's hop into it. So first we get Maggie in what looks to be this kind of, it looks to be burnt down, destroyed Alexandria, which obviously last time we did see Maggie in Alexandria, it was obviously destroyed by the Whisperers, since obviously the Whisperers, like, like Carol said, I think episode 21 maybe, or episode 17, where she said the Whisperers left a bit of a mess and everything, or like a bit of, like, a surprise going away gift. That was a really funny line also when she said that. But I'm not sure if this is damage from the Whisperers, or there is a bit of a rumor or things going around that people are think that, like, there will be a Reaper attack, because, like, more Reapers are obviously out there, that there will be a Reaper attack on Alexandria, which I do not doubt in the slightest and everything, so that keep in mind that this might be the Reapers or it might be the Whisperers that cause this kind of burnt down, destroyed dystopian Alexandria. Next we get to see Carol and everything, and she looks just kind of like, just normal Carol and everything, but it looks to be that she is down in possibly the railroads, like those underground railroad, like, tracks and everything that Daryl and the rest of the group were in, like, the images that we did look at in the last video. So I do wonder, because I did mention in that last video and everything that, like, Magna, Kelly, and Carol would all be behind Daryl's group and everything, which I do feel with seeing this down, I think that is a possibility, since we do get to see Carol down in these kind of, like, we do get to see the walls of the railroads and everything, and, like, the underground train tracks, and, like, all, like, the vines and everything, so I do feel like that she will be going down, like, in that, on those, like, underground trail tracks, unless this is, like, a bridge or something, but it does look like, I do see some train tracks. Next we get a quick shot of the princess and everything, and like in the last video and everything, or like I did mention in the last video, they are in Yumiko, Princess, Eugene, and Ezekiel and everything are all in these chained fences. So we do get to see the princess and everything in her normal, like, get up and everything, but with some chained fences behind her and everything, all keeping them in, like, in these, like, little cages. So I'm assuming that's where, like, Ezekiel, Princess, they're all, that entire group is gonna be. Now we do get some really quick flashes of some graffiti on the walls of, I'm assuming, the underground train station. And we do get this one right here that says, "Your crown for your life," I think it says. I'm not sure. There's, like, it's very scribbled on the walls and everything, but we do get to see a bunch of walkers on this, like, one painting that looks very interesting. It's like, looks like all these walkers are coming towards this area with a bunch of light shining down on them, and I think it just looks very weird and interesting. Also, this is a very off the rails theory, but it kind of looks like also something like Wes's brother or Wes himself, or Alicia even, would, like, spray paint on somewhere. But yeah, again, that's very out there and everything, and to think that they would have even been down here is very far-fetched. Then we get another one with what looks to be like a man in a suit running away from, like, maybe walkers. It looks like he maybe has a crown on. Yeah, again, very far-fetched. And it looks like he has, like, a building behind him, what looks to be, it looks like the White House. It kind of looks like the White House and everything, and we get to see, like, a shirtless person, or what, maybe a nude person with "Truth and Lies" written on it. It's so, like, crazy how much shit's on here. You can see someone walking down the stairs and everything. It looks to be a man walking down the stairs to, like, another guy and everything, not even, like, a walker. Then obviously we get to see, like, a bunch of people hugging and maybe even a walker down there. And it does look like we get to see a jet dropping bombs. So maybe that's, like, jets bombing Atlanta and everything, like, happened in, like, in the first season of The Walking Dead, when Shane and Lori thought Rick, like, was dead and everything, because, like, Atlanta was being bombed. Yet again, we do get to see some walkers munching on some stuff, and yet again, clearly down in, like, the train track tracks and everything, so you get to see something off to the side. So Walker's just munching on some things, and what's weird is you get to see a family laughing at someone with a crown on with like a long beard. I do wonder what this crown means and everything. Like, it's very weird. Maybe it's the Pope. I have no clue. Next, you get to see some walkers down yet again in the underground trail tracks and everything, and yet again, like I said in the last video, with when they like the group was walking down the train tracks and we did get to see that train full of walkers. I do feel like group is gonna fight off a massive horde down here and everything. We do see all these like walkers walking towards them, and what looks to be a bunch of maybe possibly body bags down there and everything, which obviously is not good for the group since there's a lot of body bags down there and everything. Probably would scare the shit out of me. But a bunch of the walkers approaching what I'm assuming is our group and everything. It looks to be maybe smoke or fog is maybe down there. I'm not 100% sure, unless it's just a video effect and everything. We do get to see Yumiko inside the cages of yet again the cages that Yumiko, Ezekiel, Princess, Ezekiel, yeah, all of them are being kept down in. But what's weird is the setting looks very orange or bright and everything. It looks to be Yumiko's like looking terrified. It's like, oh fuck, what did we get ourselves into? So I wonder if she's watching like the Commonwealth maybe like interrogate, torture someone. Maybe they're burning someone, which is yet again very far-fetched, but yet again, who knows? Because yet again, the setting looks very orange and like bright and everything, so not putting anything past the Commonwealth. Next, we do get to see a very, yet again, burnt down, kind of destroyed looking like Alexandria and everything, with like, you know, a bunch of buildings burnt, which yet again, it could be a Reaper attack, or yet again, it could just be a, you know, a Whisper, like what the Whispers left behind and everything, kind of like their whole attack. Now, next is a very, very insane image, which is pretty much the wall of, I forgot what the wall was called and anything in the comics for the Commonwealth and anything, the wall of the lost, the forgotten, the wall of the memories or something like that. I'll probably remember it when I like finish recording this. I'll feel like a fucking idiot, so I might put it on the screen. But we do get to see a bunch of pictures on a wall and everything, and it's a fuck ton of pictures and everything. But I do feel we're gonna get a, like, you know, a picture of someone that like someone knows and everything inside of our, like, you know, group and everything, our communities. But this wall is definitely filled with like a ton of people and everything, yet again, like, you know, to remember everybody, or maybe even like, you know, see if someone's still alive and everything that matters to you. And we get to see maybe a chair below and everything with, I'm not sure what all that is. I think it looks like 2 chairs below it, and there's some like a banner above it and anything with some text on it, which I'll probably translate on the screen and everything. And if not on the screen and everything, since you're listening to this in audio form, then go watch the video. But this is definitely insane and everything. Yet again, I'm 100% sure we're gonna get, like, you know, a past member that no one knew was still alive, which is gonna be really cool, like a returning character. Now this is a very, very, very quick flashing shot right here and everything. We do get to see Yumiko and the princess sitting across from each other yet again inside the cages, but they are alone without Eugene and Ezekiel. So I do wonder if Eugene and Ezekiel were taken for questioning and everything. And like I said in the past and everything with season 10C, season 11, like, you know, teaser material, I do wonder if, like, you know, that whole video and everything where Eugene was being questioned and everything, like, oh, like, you know, when did you get the measles shot? Do you want the dates and everything like that? I do wonder if, like, Eugene was taken for questioning along with Ezekiel, which is definitely possible. We do get to see some Commonwealth soldiers and everything in here in, like, you know, the caged area, which I do see some fences behind them and everything. So obviously this is the caged area where they're keeping Yumiko with Eugene, all of them. And it looks to be like, you know, night out and everything. We do get to see these 2 Commonwealth soldiers, which just not much to break down. I think besides the Commonwealth soldiers look just really badass in my opinion. But next is where it gets absolutely insane, because we get to see 2 Commonwealth soldiers rushing in, or more soldiers walking in to take somebody, which this character looks very obsolete, like not someone we know and everything, unless this is Negan, which I doubt, because like unless the group is captured by, like, you know, the Commonwealth and everything in the Underground Railroads and brought to like the cages and everything with Yumiko and the rest, which would definitely be interesting to see, like, you know, Negan interact with this character that is just coming in behind like 2 Commonwealth soldiers, which is Mercer. This is 100% Mercer and everything because of, like, you know, the orange outfit, but we don't get to see really his face, I don't think, much in this teaser and everything, or like, you know, I'm not sure yet, but this is 100% Mercer and everything. It's very cool to see him rushing him with these 2 Commonwealth soldiers, and I do wonder who they're taking and why they're taking this person, and I do wonder if this is what Yumiko is looking at, or what she was looking at in the most in, like, you know, the previous shot, is if she was looking at these Commonwealth soldiers and Mercer going and taking this guy for, I'm not sure 100% what yet. Next we get to just see some standard handcuffs and everything on the table, maybe, like, you know, signifying they did not kill the guy. Maybe they're just taking him away in handcuffs. I'm not sure. Next, we get to see Rosita in what I do believe is the hangar that her, Maggie, and Carol, and just them and everything were in the hangar and everything with like the military-esque like helicopters or planes around them. And they're clearly fending off against walkers and anything. I do not think this is in the underground train like area, but more of so in the military base that Carol did say Daryl found in episode 22 of season 10C. And it's interesting to finally get footage of like, you know, Rosita and everything, or all of them finally in like, you know, this area and everything. It's just cool in my opinion, but this is clearly one like, you know, Rosita and all of them are inside that military hangar defending off against walkers and everything. And I do think that's Lydia behind like, you know, Rosita. And I'm not 100% sure that's a helicopter behind Rosita and everything, but yet again, this is clearly in the hangar in my opinion, or I do really confidently think it is. Actually, you get to see Kelly inside this building, and it looks to be a bit like a building we've never seen before and everything, because obviously this is the first time she's probably going through it, since she's obviously like, you know, ready to kill like, you know, a person or a walker. So I do wonder where this is and everything. It looks just like an area where there's supplies and everything, or possibly that's not stacks of money behind her, is it? No, I don't think it is anymore. It looks like there's stacks and stacks of supplies there and everything, so I do wonder where this is, and new places they're scouting out. Maybe it's the military base, maybe it's where they found in the railroads, maybe it's like, you know, the Commonwealth place. Next we get to see Princess and Yumiko yet again sitting across from each other completely alone. Maybe Eugene and Ezekiel are back in the scene, I think, since you don't get to see them, but this is like, you know, Princess and Yumiko sitting across from each other and everything, so I do feel like this is in the exact same area where like, you know, they're not with Eugene or Ezekiel and everything, so, and they're both looking back at something, so maybe like, you know, that Commonwealth soldiers and Mercer going to take that guy, and then like, you know, Yumiko and Princess look back and everything at it, and then Yumiko gets up to see like, you know, what's going on. I do feel that's what's gonna happen or anything, but I do wonder what they're exactly looking at. Maybe it's Eugene and Ezekiel being thrown back into like, you know, the cell. Actually, get to see someone writing on a piece of paper and everything. It looks like they're signing something or just writing like a note, which I do wonder who this is, because I don't think we do get to see who this is and anything, but they're just writing a note, which if I can't decipher what exactly they're writing, I'll put it on screen, but for now I don't know exactly what they're writing, but they're writing out a pretty long note. I'm not sure who, like, you know, where it is, if this is the Commonwealth, if this is our group, I'm not sure yet. Next we get to see Yumiko inside this area, like it looks like just like a normal house, or maybe even one of the train carts, but I do think it's a house, or at least a building, because we do see a window behind her, and it looks like the walls are very, very old and just like torn down and everything. And I'm not sure if this is the sleeve or elbow of someone that's maybe across from her, but she's clearly being interviewed by someone since she doesn't look insanely happy to see the person. So I do wonder who's across the table from her and who is exactly interviewing her. Next we get to see like kind of inside a shopping cart and everything that says homeless vet on one of the signs, and it looks like, I'm not 100% sure if this is exactly what it says, since I think the first letter is cut off, but it looks like it says aloha on one of the signs. Yet again, that can be completely not what it says at all and everything. Yet again, I feel like, you know, you do know what it says, make sure to comment it down below, but it looks to me like it says aloha, so I do wonder if this is maybe like, you know, a bunch of shit signifying other locations that could be possible in the Walking Dead universe, like Hawaii, but I'm not 100% sure what this area exactly is. Yet again, there's a shopping cart, so maybe a shopping center, and there's a bunch of signs that say like homeless vet and everything, aloha, and a bunch of like coolers. So this could be just like, you know, another area where survivors are and everything, like maybe because I did hear that they are our group is looking for more supplies, so maybe this is like, you know, maybe a shopping center where they're looking for supplies and everything. That's definitely plausible. Next we get another shot that's like a very long far shot down the like, you know, the train tracks and everything in the underground place, and it looks to be like an area where people actually lived, or like there's a camp down here and everything. And maybe this, because I do see a shopping cart right off in the distance, so maybe this is where like, you know, that whole like, you know, homeless vets aloha like area was, because we do get to see a shopping cart and everything. It does look like a camp where people have been living, so maybe there's like, you know, an abandoned camp down in these underground like, you know, railroad tracks. But besides that, there's nothing really to break down here, but it does look very interesting. Although I do think out of the corner of the screen, I'm not sure if that's Gabriel or somebody looking on like, you know, the side of the wall, because we get to see another like, you know, picture in the previous video or anything of Gabriel looking on a wall. So I'm not sure this is him off in the corner, but you know, maybe. Shit, I knew I would forget to like, you know, mention something that happened in the trailer. So in this shot here, we do have Maggie and everything, and like she looks like she's struggling for dear life and everything. And at first I did think she looked like a walker and everything, like she was like, you know, like a just freshly turned walker. And a lot of people have been saying like, you know, will Maggie survive season 11 11, which I personally think she will, because I think she goes on to become like the president of the Commonwealth and anything of the comics, or just like very, very high up in power. So I don't think she's a walker here and anything, and I don't think she's gonna die here, but she does look like she's either holding on to something, like, you know, not to fall like a building, or she's being like, you know, dragged somewhere by someone or anything, because it might look like someone's behind her. I'm not 100% sure, but I do wonder, like, you know, if she's being dragged, if she's holding on not to fall, and what is dragging her, or what knocked her off of this place, because it's hard to tell, like, you know, since, like, you know, the picture's kind of low res and everything, if she's, like, you know, holding on to what's behind her necessarily. But since we did see her in our, like, you know, group, I think a majority down inside the train tracks or underground railroads area, I do think it's her being dragged by something, but I do wonder what. Although now that I think about it, there's a lot of light kind of like, you know, kind of trying to let it be let in behind her. So I do wonder if this is maybe where Daryl was looking down that, like, you know, pathway area. If maybe they're, like, you know, crawling through that sewer or anything, and maybe she gets pulled back by something or someone. I don't know, but, like, you know, make sure to comment down below what you guys think is happening, because there's definitely some crazy shit happening here. Next, we do get to see our group, like our underground trail track or railroad and everything group coming along a bunny on the floor, which is very interesting since, like, yeah, I do remember obviously, like, you know, the girl that was holding the pet or, you know, stuffed animal or anything that Rick shot in the first season of The Walking Dead. So I wonder if this is a callback to that. Probably not, but an interesting thing to think about. But they're clearly, like, you know, probably shining their flashlights and everything on the body bags and everything, just wondering what the hell is going on or anything, and why there's so many body bags, or even if they are body bags. Honestly, maybe it's an underground camping or anything that the Commonwealth took out and, like, threw them in body bags. Maybe that's it, to maybe prevent the disease from spreading. Maybe this is like an early attempt of, like, the beginning of the apocalypse from somebody, like, you know, trying to stop the spread of, like, you know, the disease, even though obviously it can't be stopped yet. Next, we get a shot of Magna and everything, and this is clearly when she's with Carol and, like, you know, Kelly and everything, looking for, I think, Connie. But we do get to see her and everything, and obviously since we did see her in the, like, you know, previous video that I did mention with a picture with her and Carol, I do wonder if this is most likely them all together and everything, searching out throughout a building and everything to find, like, you know, maybe Connie, maybe some supplies. And this looks like a new weapon that, like, you know, Magna has, I think, and it does look really cool in my opinion. And obviously since, like, you know, there's supplies on the wall, kind of just like when, like, you know, Kelly was walking through the place and there was supplies, like, you know, on a shelf and everything. I do feel that this is the exact same place that they're all looking, like, you know, maybe for supplies, like I said. We do get to see Maggie and Carol kind of, like, you know, standing pretty badass and everything and angry looking. Behind, or what's behind them, is the exact same sign that we did get to see in the trail, like, you know, the Underground Railroad area and everything, where it says the exact same writing, which is like, you know, if there is a God, he will, like, you know, have to beg for his forgiveness and everything. And I do wonder why they keep showing this, because it seems very, very prominent in, like, a lot of material that, like, you know, The Walking Dead's kind of, like, you know, showing off for, like, at least season 1 or season 11 part 1. So I do wonder maybe if this is, like, a writing from the Pope and everything, from the Reapers, because since, like, you know, he's the Pope and everything, I think the Pope and the God of something, or God and everything, have something to do with each other. So maybe, I don't know, because I feel in the part 1 they're gonna focus on, like, you know, Yumiko, Eugene, and, like, you know, Princess and Ezekiel and everything, and, like, you know, them with the Commonwealth and our group with the Reapers. So I do wonder if, like, you know, this has something to do with the Reapers. Not 100% sure, but I feel like it does. But weirdly enough, we do get to see, like, Yumiko and Princess down in what looks to be the exact same area. We did see another character down in, I think, Carol, where it looks to be the Underground Railroad trail tracks, or train tracks, which is very weird because they're not with our group when they're down there. So maybe this is showing that our group is actually going towards the Commonwealth, to show that, like, you know, they're all gonna be in the same area, maybe. I don't know. Holy shit. Okay, this is something that I did not realize when I first watched the teaser, so I'm seeing it for the first time, so getting my initial reaction, but holy shit. So I did see the Reapers, so yep, this is the first thing that, like, you know, I do have to, like, you know, completely acknowledge in this, like, you know, image right here, is that we get to see the Reapers, our first look at the Reapers, and oh my god, they look so fucking terrifying, but so cool. Like, they look like, you know, a mix between the Saviors and what a lot of people have been saying, the Purge and everything, and they look so cool. Like, I'm so, like, I'll make a full video on, like, you know, what I think of the Reapers and everything, and, like, you know, a little bit, maybe it'll even be my next video. But we pretty much do get to see the Reapers here blocking the road. We get to see people dangling and hanging upside down from trees and everything, which looks just really cool in my opinion. And they all have these kind of, like, makeshift weapons and everything, like, just very, what looks to be like bow and arrows and, like, you know, axe axes and like just a lot of really look like handcrafted weapons. But my god, man, the Reapers look so fucking cool and everything in my opinion, with the masks, the weapons, the gear that they have on and everything, the fact that they're just like just standing blocking the road, kind of like the Saviors did and everything, and back in like, you know, season 6. But man, they look so scary and I'm so excited to see this group and everything. Obviously I think they're only gonna be around for part 1, but that's still 8 episodes that we get to explore them and everything and just see, you know, what exactly they are and everything. Also, I did see a lot of people comparing the Reaper's mask to Elijah's mask and everything, and saying that Elijah's like a kind of rogue Reaper and everything, which, you know, it makes sense and everything, and I actually, yet again, I do see the comparison 100% between the masks, and that'd be really cool, and I think to explore that. And maybe Elijah knows one of the Reapers, maybe Elijah knows the Pope, which feels really weird to be saying the Pope in The Walking Dead. I don't know why, that just sounds funny to me, but I guess it's a cool name and everything, and I think that Elijah's possibly connected to the Reapers is even cooler. And usually at the end of my videos, I do like a recap of like, you know, just everything we've seen, and make sure to comment down below on all of that and everything, all that jumbo. But there was so much shit in here that I can't even like begin to like, you know, like recap all of it. But I guess, are you guys excited to see like, you know, the Reapers and everything, because they look so cool? Make sure to comment down below what you guys do think of what you guys do think of them. Are you guys excited to see like, you know, what our group gets down in, like, you know, or what they like, you know, what will go down in those like, you know, train track, underground railroad area and everything? And are you guys excited to see what like, you know, Yumiko and like that whole group and everything experiences with like, you know, seeing Mercer and everything, and just being in that Commonwealth like, you know, camp and everything? But like I said, man, there was so much shit that happened in here and everything. And do you guys think Alexandria will be burnt down and everything by like, you know, the Reapers? Because man, I don't want to say goodbye to Alexandria and everything. It's like, you know, Carl's buried there and everything. It was like the last place Rick was and what he really wanted to build. Deanna from season 5 or 6. Fuck. But like I said, this was an insane teaser and everything. I know this video is extremely long and everything, but there's a lot to break down here that I want to get very into and thorough with. But like I said, if I did miss anything, feel free to comment down below. Make sure to let me know and everything. Make sure to let everyone else know and everything, because obviously I do want to like see everything and everything, because obviously I'm a fan of the show. I do want to see like everything, and just like, you know, just man, this was an amazing teaser. And like I said, it will be linked down below in the description for a YouTube link and the Twitter link, the original link from The Walking Dead world on Twitter. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe from the latest in The Walking Dead universe and more breakdowns like this and everything, because there's tons of season 11 stuff coming out right now and everything, especially behind the scenes images and everything that are really cool. But yeah, make sure to like yeah, but I said that already, anything. And yep, see you guys later, my amigos, and peace out.